हाफिज शहबाज साहब प्लीज तलावत करें।
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول صدق الله العظيم.
I request to all members please recite group part. His Excellency M. Mthuthuzeli, Madikiza High Commissioner, South Africa. Honorable former Presidents, Member of the Executive Committee and valued member of GCCI. Assalamu alaikum. We feel pleased to welcome the Honorable High Commissioner, South Africa, His Excellency, for his kind visit to the Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and highly admire him for dedicating his valuable time for the exchange of views and information regarding the promotion of the trade and investment between Gujranwala and South Africa. His Excellency, the current trade volume between Pakistan and South Africa is around $34.20 billion. Pakistan exported to South Africa during the year 2022 to 2023 worth $14.37 billion. Import of Pakistan from South Africa during 2022-2023 year worth $19.82 billion. Major item exports from Pakistan to South Africa: plastic, textile, salt, pharmaceutical product, vehicles, toys, games, optical, furniture, coffee, tea, food, oil and steel, honey, seeds, vegetable, cosmetics, wood furniture, etc. Major items import from South Africa to Pakistan: meat, fish and seafood, wool, animal hair, dairy products, eggs, honey, cloth and watch, oil, textile, bird skin, yarn, roots, cut flowers, carpets, soap, lubricants, candle, etc. Before proceeding further, first of all, a detailed documentary regarding economic profile of Gujranwala is shown to your good self. Mr. Hanan, please show the documentary.
Gujranwala, the land of peculiar identity and warmth, the city that is achieving Pakistan's progress and prosperity goals at a fast pace. The city that is exporting more than 150 products of worth $2.5 billion approximately to over 80 countries after attaining and maintaining world standards in just a few years. Its goods have considerably shrunk the Pakistani import bill, saving the country an annual $3 billion in form of import substitution. The growth trajectory of the city towards the industrial progress can be gauged from the fact that it has paid over 40 billion rupees tax at the regional tax office Gujranwala level only this year. It has over 8,000 small and medium and 13,000 cordial industry units, contributing day and night to the national prosperity and progress. The Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GCCI, is fully motivated to bring about economic stability in Gujranwala in particular and in Pakistan in general. It has been organizing Made in Gujranwala exhibitions to present different local products of unmatched standard and sophistication to the world for the last 2 decades. it wants to ensure an incessant increase in foreign exchange through the promotion of indigenous products at the local and international levels by conducting the exhibitions. The GCCI has raised the slogan, My Gujranwala, to help Gujranwala make a mark in the business and industrial community. The slogan has earned the status of the City of Engineering for Gujranwala. GCCI's determined march towards its goals guarantees a bright future. Gujranwala is considered as the second largest city in Pakistan with regard to SMEs due to the GCCI's continuous efforts. According to the Punjab Economic Report, Gujranwala is the fourth largest city in Punjab with regard to the spread of large-scale industry. Being a model of Prime Minister's ease of doing business vision, it has the honor of bagging sixth position according to the World Bank Report's ranking. The GCCI is offering ample job opportunities in order to eradicate poverty in Pakistan. Confirming this, a recent Punjab Directorate of Industries report has declared Gujranwala as the country's seventh largest employment provision city. Under GCCI's patronage, different member industries are producing durable quality products for exports and domestic utilization like ceramic sanitary ware, ceramic tiles, refractory bricks, pipes and fittings, sanitary fittings, bathroom accessories, light and heavy engineering, spare parts of hydro and thermal power plant, pumps and motors, machine tools and capital goods, automobile parts, agriculture implements, home appliances, tableware, cutlery, cookware, melamine and stainless steel utensils, hunting knives and swords, textiles, carpets, prayer mats and rugs, rice, seed and agro processing, food, confectionery, plastic furniture, wood furniture, steel furniture, metal processing, hardware, steel security equipment, paper and paperboard, chemical and detergents, beauty products and cosmetics, nylon rope, steel furnace, construction goods, etc. As many as 34 Asian, 23 European, 13 African, 3 North American, 5 South American and 2 Australian countries are the destination of the products of Gujranwala's small and medium industries, showcasing GCCI's hard work and determination. The GCCI facilitates its honorable members in a variety of ways. It readily provides ease of business assistance to the business community so as to best utilize its precious time for the national progress and development. The GCCI hosts at its premises help desks for various departments for its members. These include Police Khidmat Markaz, Driving License Counter, Business Registration Portal, SMEDA, SECP, WeBot, E-Business Invitation E-Bill Portal Desk, GEPCO. In view of Gujranwala's industrial importance, the GCCI had got approved 3 mega projects for it from the federal government. They are Gujranwala Business Center, Gujranwala Tools, Die and Mold Center, and Ceramic Center. This center is also benefiting other cities. Modern technical education is also being offered to hone the skills of local workers. Similarly, by rolling out quality designs, the Ceramics Center is playing a major role in promoting the local ceramics industry. Significantly, the GCCI ensured the establishment of the small industrial estates and the export processing zone. Currently, these estates with their vast industrial assets are contributing a great deal in the national economy by producing top quality items. Industrial estate number 42 has been established for promoting industry and to meet the pressing need of the industrial expansion. It is also vital to present the GCCI's welfare aspect under which the Gujranwala business community has taken revolutionary steps in the health sector on self-help basis, providing healthcare to nearly 40% of the city's population. Siddiq Sadiq Trust Hospital for Cardiology, Haji Murad Eye Trust Hospital, Ibrahim Eye Trust Hospital, Jinnah Trust Hospital, Rafiq Anwar Memorial Trust Hospital, Allama Iqbal Trust Hospital, and Al Rai Trust Hospital are serving the humanity 24 hours a day along with other hospitals. upgradation of the district hospital and provision of latest ambulances to it, free hepatitis injections for the poor and regular upgradation of the social security hospital are also its achievements. The GCCI has always fully cooperated with the district administration. Its contributions include provision of Japanese fire tenders to the rescue Dole 122 and motorcycles for police. In addition, its members generously donate for the rehabilitation of the effectees of any calamity that hits the country. The GCCI, with cooperation of its valued members, is awarding scholarships in the field of education to financially deserving brilliant students through established health education trust and provision of cooperation in monetary terms for the welfare of prisoners through Prisoners Welfare Trust, established with the collaboration of administration of District Central Jail. Are also some of the highlighted activities and initiatives include incorporate social responsibility of GCCI and many other social welfare projects were undertaken needed from time to time. Students of Gujranwala had to travel to other cities for engineering, medical, and university education. To facilitate them, the GCCI managed to establish Rasna Engineering College, Gujranwala Medical College, and Punjab University's local campus in Gujranwala from the government. The GCCI earnestly desires self-help-based mega projects at the local and national level in view of Gujranwala's industrial potential and provision of missing facilities to the city, its people, and industry so as to enhance our industrial production and exports. The green projects include special economic zone, new industrial estate, dry port, motorway link, cargo train for Golden Triangle region, latest international material testing and certification lab, Expo Center, Children's Hospital, University of Gujranwala, and all such initiatives lead to strengthen industry-academia linkage to commercialize the research. The GCCI is striving hard to meet its targets and believes that the future of the coming generations could be brightened only by strengthening Pakistan's economy through vibrant business. It stands by the Pakistan government in expanding business activity in the country.
We request you to please identify the areas of cooperation for the promotion of trade between Gujranwala and South Africa. We shall appreciate your suggestion in this regard. We show you our best cooperation. I once again thank you very much for traveling all the way to visit this chamber. Now I would like to request His Excellency please share your thoughts with our members. Thank you.
Good morning to everybody. Afternoon, sorry. President of Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Vice Presidents, members of this committee. I'm happy to be here, and I'm sure some of you will remember that this is not my first time in this diligent city, productive city of Pakistan. I've been here before, we discussed a number of issues, and of course, in my own sense of follow through was that I was planning to hear from you. Since the last time what has happened, are there any issues that we might want to deal with that are standing in the way of promoting the economic relationship between Pakistan in general and Gujranwala in particular, with establishing business or inviting businesses here to invest? Nonetheless, the request is that I must identify areas of cooperation. I did make a few notes. I hope I have captured some of the things that I think are fall into the realm of what you asked me to do. One area of interest in my view is, I don't know if the pharmaceutical industry, how big is it here in Gujranwala? I do know though that there is a big chunk of it in Karachi. However, if there is, I would like to say this is one big area. My sense is always that has always been, even before COVID-19, that the countries of the South should collaborate, cooperate, trade with each other in this field. I'm sure all of us know, and we were woken up by the politics of COVID-19 vaccinations, that our big brothers in the Western countries started, if you like, prioritizing themselves, because we had nothing to give to each other, neither to give to our people to save their lives. So I think, from my experience here, and as I said, I've been to Karachi and I looked at what there is and what's available. I don't know what's available in my country. That there is a great deal of what we can do together to benefit both businesses and our people in these two countries. I still think there is room for coal from South Africa here in Pakistan, and especially in this city as well, which I noticed this year that the imports from South Africa have declined. I don't know whether it's because of the advent of renewable energy initiatives, or simply Pakistanis are looking elsewhere for coal. I don't know. I thought I should mention that as well, even though the President did not talk about it. Of course, I noted in the presentation here that you identify the area of agro-processing, meat, basically the whole food, if you like, manufacturing industry, from farming, agriculture, and so on. I guess that's what you meant, the import of meat. I suppose there is a great deal of room for improvement. I'll give you a simple example, Mr. President and the members of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Once I was in a, what should I call it, a gathering, let me put it that way, in the President's house here in Pakistan, in Islamabad. And there was an exhibition of orange products. And the President said, in addressing this gathering, that Pakistan needs to produce seedless oranges. And he went further to say there is a need for the private sector to fund research in universities that will make you realize this. And I thought to myself as I was listening, that in actual fact, we have long produced seedless oranges. All you Pakistanis need is to import seeds. There's no need for investment in research. Good money, seeds are there. Somewhere in the world, in a friendly country. Research has been done there already. It's a matter of getting experts to talk about these things, exchange these goods in the form of seeds. You study them yourselves here and continue production. And I thought he had a good idea because with all your oranges, I'm not referring to Gujranwala, I'm just talking about agro processing in general. That if you go to Indonesia, the Philippines, your oranges find it difficult to compete with the seedless ones from elsewhere in the world. Of course, still. But I'm sure there's a lot more we can do there. In general, in agro processing and in agriculture and farming in particular. Farming, basically, in the area of knowledge exchange in medicines, in the area of breeding, in the area of foods for animals. I guess we have a lot to give as South Africans. We have developed this in this area for many years. Surely, there is quite a great deal of steel usage in this part of Pakistan in particular, but certainly elsewhere as well in Pakistan. I think instead of exchanging or trading in these things via middlemen, we can do these things directly. We can trade directly. So I don't want to go to many other areas that have got nothing to do with the Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce and Industry. But again, you make a point in your presentation that you export to 13 countries in Africa. I must say, if you do not make a point to realize that that is far less than what you can do. You're talking 53 countries. It means 40 countries are not covered. And 23 in Europe. I can understand that its history has got its own historical reasons. But I can tell you this, that if you don't really put an effort to look at more and more countries, you will be left behind. Everybody is doing that. China, India, US, European countries are doing all this because they realize that Africa is the continent of the future. Made easier as well now that we have a continental-wide African continental free trade area, which means once you establish yourselves in any part of the continent, of course, I will request you to start considering South Africa than going anywhere else, because that's the reason why I'm here. But nonetheless, wherever you are in Africa, you can establish a business. You can be rest assured that you have a clientele from 54 countries, customs free. So, I hope I am dealing with the questions that you raised. But what's more important as well is at the institutional level is that I would love to see an effort from the individual businesses in Gujranwala and also the chamber making effort to reach out. Why I say I would like to see is because I would like to help as well. But please do me a favor. Find out who your counterparts are in South Africa. Write to them. Ask them for meetings. Ask them even if they are virtual meetings. Ask them. Try to get to a point where you can achieve agreements, trade agreements as individual businesses and as the chamber. And please copy the embassy so that we can follow up, so that we can help where there is a seeming neglect or from our side. So the only way we can trade, or anyone can trade with anyone, is by knowing each other. And if we don't, we will never. I know also just a little bit of a statement I want to make. That every country today wants to export because we are all hit by the aftermath of the COVID-19, the downturn in our economies, if not some level of depression. So we need to get out of this. We can't get out alone, standing alone as different countries. We need to trade more and more and more. I guess if we South African business people make $1 here, it's the same as the dollar they can get in South Africa. It will add to what they have, and vice versa. So, Mr. President, that's where I will end my unprepared speech because you really ambushed me. So now what I would like to hear is, at least since December last year, after the exhibition in Johannesburg, I believe some of you have been to, I would like to get feedback from you. Thank you very much.
Now I hand over the mic to Mr. Adil Nadeem, Vice President for Answer and Question Session.
Thank you, Mr. President. I welcome His Excellency here in Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce. Have any question from the members? Umair Parvez, Executive Member, Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce.
The question you raised regarding the coal importation, coal from South Africa to Pakistan, as you very rightly mentioned, it has diminished greatly. I just want to tell you, I just want to share something with you. Recently, Pakistan has been trying to fetch out our own coal. I myself have been using South African information coal in my country to obviously create steel in the steel there. So now, because Pakistan coal is readily available and second is cheaper and it's doing the job. So that's why the reason that we are lacking that coal stuff. And And secondly, another thing that you pointed out to me, are you asking us to export meat or import meat? Because Pakistan is already fulfilling its demands locally, I believe, quite an extent. And we are self-sufficient for local needs. And in fact, Pakistan is already exporting meat as per mutton and beef, everything, and fish meat. So I can have your thoughts on that.
Anybody else? Okay, Said Taisa, former President, Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. You are here in our chamber now. Number one, you ask, look for the counterparts of your industry in the South Africa. To look for the counterparts, what way do you suggest to that we can find the good counterparts in the South Africa? Second is, you talked about the medicine, breeding, seeds, steel that we can import from South Africa, if I'm not wrong. Medicine industry, as you said, our big brothers in West, they are holding the most of the companies and most of the patents and most of the medicine, salts and everything. And they further give the licensings to do so, to establish the industries. I just wanted to ask if the medicine industry in South Africa is based on those multinational companies, or they have developed their own salts and their own brands and everything. If they have, then it will be very easy to import from South Africa and Pakistan. Thirdly, the steel. The most problem with the steel, we've been importing steel from South Africa in early 2000, in early and late 90s. There was a very big import from South Africa. South Africa was the main supplier to Pakistan at that time. So now the South Africa is expensive than the China and India. So these are the reasons we are not getting steel from South Africa. Seeds, that's a field where we can work. And for this, I think we should arrange I will request the President Chamber to call upon all the businesses doing in seeds. They should consult your embassy and to identify the areas and chambers who are concerned with the business of seeds. Particularly if in any particular area, if there are the seed manufacturers and seed processors or some research companies over there, and we can contact to the chamber of that area so that we can reach to them. So these are the mainly three products I think we should proceed towards these particular products. And looking for the counterparts, I think this is not enough to ask us to look for the counterparts. Let's make a proper working paper like that with your embassy. While you are here, it should be your fruitful visit for both of the countries. It must not be the only visit. You have seen our products. We'll send you the CDs and everything about all the details. Send it to your chambers in your country. And then in this way, we'll keep on correspondence, keep in touch, keep on asking who are the counterparts of us over there, in what chambers. We exchange the delegations. Business doesn't start with the one letter. It starts with the knowing to each other. More the coming and more the delegation change, more the product change. This is a long time process, and once it's established, then it keep on moving ahead. So I'll request we should do on this counterpart hunting also, or in all the industries. Thank you very much.
Now I request Mr. Adil Rahmani, former executive member, please have a question.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Good to see you, Mr. Excellency, in Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. We are the fans, cloths and utensils manufacturer in Gujranwala. Last year I visited in South Africa and participated the third Park African exhibition in Johannesburg. So right now we find the one customer in Johannesburg, but unfortunately we apply the LOA certificate for the export to the South Africa. Sorry for this. We are the fan manufacturer in Gujranwala. Last year I visited in South Africa and participated the Park Africa exhibition in Johannesburg. So we find the one customer in Johannesburg. So right now we have the one issue LOA certificate. You know, LOA certificate for the export purpose of the South Africa. So they have the some irrelevant objections. So they did not authorize the export to fan in South Africa right now. So can you help me to get the LOA certificate in South Africa? Thank you.
I'm getting a sense that
LOA certificate. LOA, letter of authority.
Ajmal Lawan, Senior Vice President, former Senior Vice President, Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce.
My name is Mohammed Ajmal Awan. We here in Pakistan, we are the manufacturer of hydel and thermal powerhouse machinery. And also we are exporting some kitchenware stuff, fans, mobs, catering to South Africa for the last 23 years. We base in Johannesburg, but we face some difficulties to export from Pakistan to South Africa. 1, 2, 3 things I will describe you here. 2 months ago, I was in South Africa and I visited our High Commission in South Africa, Mr. Aftab Hassan Khan, and told them that we had some difficulties to come from Pakistan to South Africa. Number one, not me, a lot of our Pakistani brothers who travel to South Africa. Nowadays, there is a problem of visa, of e-visa. Some people get visa from Islamabad, but a lot of people are getting visa from e-visa. When we entered in immigration person called, oh, look that man, he get visa from Islamabad. It is very shameful. Then 2 or 3 or 4 people come and they took them to that separate room, and 2 or 3 hours he will have to wait there. Then he confirmed from Islamabad, and then he will come and enter in South Africa. This is the problem, number 1 problem. Number 2 problem, I appreciate for the I appreciate this thing that every time when you people came to our chamber, every time I criticize that there is a lot of law and order problem in South Africa. But in 2023, law and order problem is getting better and better in South Africa. You can go freely to South Africa and you can do whatever you want to do there. Secondly, another problem we are facing at the moment is to export from Pakistan to South Africa. That at the moment South Africa, just like Pakistan, entered into grey list now. Not before. South Africa, we are exporting South Africa freely, but now we are facing a lot of problems due to grey list now. We have to, when we want to export, our bank give them plus minus 30 questions from Pakistan to Africa. Fulfill this 30 questions, then you will be able to export from your stuff to South Africa. This is the major problem also. And a lot of Pakistanis people are now entering to South Africa over big groups in Pakistan like Shakarganj group. This is one of the biggest group in Pakistan who is also willing to enter in South Africa. They are producing sugar and a lot of things in Pakistan. If you make things a little bit easier to our community, and one more thing, that whenever our brothers want to go South Africa, he will get visa from your side for only 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. This is nothing. You have to give them visa at least 3 months time. He will come back. He has a lot of potential here. He's doing his business here. He's running his business here. He will come back. Be sure of Pakistani communities. Thank you very much.
Arfan, former Senior Vice President, Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you. Welcome, His Excellency, Gujranwala. I think one thing, I feel that you missed a big sector of Pakistan, the textile sector. So, because only textile approved all over the world, the Pakistani textile. So please let to know us that how can we improve our export to South Africa regarding the textile. Second, you said that seedless oranges, seeds from the South Africa. Yes, it's a good point, and you can ask our, just like Mr. Sayyid said, our seeds importers that they can work on such type of items. But one thing I give the knowledge that our soil is much different for citrus fruit, the Sarguda side, Balwal, and just like the mangoes in Pakistan, you can do everywhere in the world. The taste of Pakistani mango is exclusively different and approved all over the world. So same our citrus fruit, oranges are approved and likely exported in many more countries. But if we, our farmer can use the seedless oranges, maybe they can enhance their export. So it's a good point. But you please must explain how can we, you can say, expand our export of textile to South Africa. Thank you.
Now His Excellency, please answer.
Usually, Mr. President, Vice President, I prefer to start with the last question and go back Well, textile, I must say, is a very, very, very thorny issue. You must remember that South Africa has, especially in the Western Cape and Durban, has a big, or has had a big textile industry in the Western Cape and the Durban area, the East. So it doesn't mean that there is no way to increase exports. But I think that there is a way. I want to explain it from the perspective of the Pakistani government policy as well. That I had an opportunity to listen to a week or so ago in a meeting that was called, a conference that was called Mineral Summit. The address of the Prime Minister, the Minister, Minerals, like I said earlier on, the economic downturn in the world has made us all look inwardly. But in the same vein, I said we cannot overcome this world problem individually, as individual countries. So, coming back to your point, I have seen how the textile operations work here in Pakistan. You have, unlike in South Africa, you see in one plant what you would call a vertical integration. That you start from the farm, the cotton farm, to spinning, to everything. So from the raw material to the final product, we don't work that way there in South Africa. No. So it used to be, but many, many years ago, decades ago. But now, what does this mean if I was a Pakistan textile? Basically, I was going to export unfinished products. Because, first of all, those products don't fetch too much duty. Unfinished products. That's what I was to do. And even if it means just I have a dyeing operation in South Africa, everything else is coming from here. Even if it means just the dyeing operation. Or I don't know which comes first, but anyway, I know that the spinning, dyeing, and all those kinds of things. Yes. So I think those are innovative ways. I can tell you right now, from this town I was born and bred in, there were 3 factories, textile factories. I think around the 90s they closed down. These are structures that are there. So there is infrastructure already for these types of small little things, for unfinished products. Because you are working from in Pakistan, you have one thing, everything under one roof. So you can always decide which element of it can go somewhere without establishing the whole factory and spend millions of dollars. But the market you will capture. Not only that market, South African market, but the whole African market. You'll capture that. In addition to this, South Africa has an advantage over many countries, that its banking system allows easy payments back to Pakistan. I'm sure the gentleman over here will agree with me that it's not a big deal to bring money from South Africa to pay for products here. It's not a problem, but it is a problem as well. So that is a long answer. That's a long answer to your question. Now, the seedless oranges was just an example. I put many other examples because the president mentioned it. Otherwise, I'm not suggesting it in any way. But all I'm saying is that there is a great deal of trade items between the two countries that we can do together without having other, value. For an example, some strawberry that you get in Islamabad comes from Holland, just for packaging, but originally from South Africa. Yes, Holland. What? Why? You know? Sorry? Avocado. You see? You see, this is a problem, you know? So, as a consequence of that, the trade is very little because you pay the premium to the middleman here in Pakistan. So the trade is minimal. And moreover, the ordinary people can't even buy the avocado in Pakistan because it must via somewhere. Same applies to Pakistani mangoes. You know. So, but I know that there's a technicality about that between the two departments, South Africa and Pakistan, of agriculture. Those departments. I don't know why educated people like to delay things. Simple, you know. We cannot do a research for 10 years whether we can eat a good mango from Pakistan in South Africa when we can eat it when we are here. So it doesn't make us sick. Okay. Anyway, let me come to the other questions. Thanks for your response to the coal issue. But the meat, I picked it up from your presentation. I did not want to suggest anything, but I do know that from the meat side, there is possibly for other sectors of society is more than enough. But I do know that there are people, business people here in Pakistan who want to import more. Not only from the farming community, but also your live animals, and even for meat, even wild animals for meat. I don't know that there is. But anyway, that is a matter that is neither here nor there, but those people who are dealing with meat, what I ask, they must just do some more work.
This question of export or export, you mean?
The
export?
South Africa.
Yes.
I have my doubt. I have my big doubt that you can export from here.
I have the same issue because we both are self-sufficient in the both of these countries. Although for making cars, still needs lots of machine.
I want to help myself in this debate by suggesting that maybe the meat people should have a deeper look at this. Because me and you, we can say yes, no, endlessly the whole day. So, I just want to make that suggestion to help myself out of this. There are practical suggestions that the gentleman on my right, let me just switch this off, sorry. Mr. Bhatt, I'm getting stuff from you. Give me 5 minutes and then you can send it. Well, with counterparts, I'm sure we can help. But I'm sure you can help us help you as well. Because these days, really, it's a matter of just going through Google and find out what is going on in a particular sector, who is there, and so on and so forth. And once you get that, we can help. And also we can do that as well. But maybe the idea of having some kind of regular interaction can resolve that. Yeah. On the issue of medicine and plants, we have a hybrid and a quite developed pharmaceutical industry as well. Why I'm interested in this is because Pakistan has a hybrid as well. Some are backed by multinationals, some are wholly owned by Pakistanis with their full research and all those things, and manufacturing. But you see, there are areas as well in this industry that have to do with components and chemicals that you find here, you can't find in South Africa. But like strawberries, we buy them via somebody else. We exchange them via somebody else. There is knowledge. We exchange this knowledge via conferences in Europe and West. We don't talk to each other. You know, I was very curious. Some of you will recall a variant of COVID-19 called Omicron. We discovered this before the whole world got to know it, before anyone, and we were severely punished for that knowledge. And what made me furious is that Pakistan health authorities did not even take a phone to call their counterparts and to say, hey, what is this? They simply followed Europe, closed down. I'm saying this because we are not supposed to do things like this to each other. You're not supposed to buy strawberry from Holland that comes from South Africa. Get it straight. We're not supposed to buy mangoes from elsewhere. We must buy from here. Why not? I am here and eating mangoes of Pakistan. They don't kill me. What's the problem? You get my point. I enjoy them for that matter more than anything else. So, with the steel, Pakistan steel people were importing scrap metal all along. Yes. And it got into, it was not because of Pakistan that got into this situation. It got into a situation where we detected that there were syndicates now that are mafia in this whole industry. I don't want to mention the countries, but we know where these syndicates came from. It created such a big problem in our country that we began to see theft even of copper cables. So it's a very sensitive issue, but nonetheless, there are still companies that are genuine and open out there that I think can deal with this problem better now and how it used to be. On the seeds, I must say, sir, we have both the seeds production capacity, both in the private hands and in government by way of colleges agricultural colleges and so on. Of course, I think what we need to do is to get our relevant partners, and even universities for that matter, that deal, colleges that deal with, specialize in agriculture, to come together. For the ministry is much more easier. The minister writes a letter to another minister. Let's have this delegation come there to look at what you have or vice versa. It's as simple as that. Because I see the potential here. And I also see a lot of contribution that Pakistan can make in the South African seed industry. For mutual benefit. I welcome the paper that we're talking about, if I understood you correctly. It should not be a problem. It will help strengthen how I communicate with my country. That issue of fence. Just 1 second, sir. I am not quite familiar with your particular challenge, but I would like you to make an individual presentation to me or to the mission. Yes, I would like you to do that and see what exactly is the problem. It might just be, now when I look at it, think about it as you were talking, it might just be that, I'm not saying this is correct, it might be that we have a capacity to produce this. I don't know if that is true. Or otherwise, there's a monopoly problem. Because I'm sure you understand what I mean. So that one is easier to deal with, the monopoly problem.
We already paid all the...
Can you switch on your thing?
We already all paid the fees to there, so I will send you complete file.
Okay, great. That's fine. So, yeah, I really don't want to venture into answering you specifically until I get more information. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
In the last, I thank you, His Excellency, and go for the shift.